There is a strip of ocean, 21 miles wide, that quietly decides how much money you have left at the end of every month. You have probably never heard of it. You definitely never agreed to it. But right now, because of what is happening there, you are paying about 80 cents more every single time you fill up your car. That is over $300 million leaving American wallets every single day. And it is only getting worse. This is the Strait of Hormuz, a tiny gap between Iran and Oman at the mouth of the Persian Gulf. Before the current conflict started, roughly 130 ships passed through here every month. Those ships carry close to 20% of the entire world's crude oil and a massive chunk of its natural gas. Think about that for a second. 1/5 of the planet's energy supply squeezes through a channel you could almost see across on a clear day. It is like the entire global economy has a single point of failure, and nobody bothered to install a backup. When this strait is open, oil sits around $67 a barrel. When it closes, Brent crude rockets past $100. And that price does not stay in some abstract financial market. It shows up at your gas station, your grocery store, your electricity bill. Everything you buy got there on a truck, and that truck runs on diesel, which just jumped $1.34 in a single month. On February 28, 2026, military operations began against Iran. Almost immediately, ship traffic through the Strait of Hormuz dropped to near zero. In the first week alone, the average price of gasoline in the US jumped 48 cents per gallon. By mid-March, Brent crude was flirting with $120 a barrel. Then things got worse. Strikes hit Iran's South Pars gas field, which happens to be the largest natural gas field on Earth. Iran retaliated by attacking energy infrastructure across the Gulf states. Qatar, which supplies a huge share of the world's liquefied natural gas, declared force majeure and started shutting down production. The head of the International Energy Agency called it, quote, the greatest global energy security challenge in history. And here is the part that really stings. Even if a ceasefire happened tomorrow, analysts say prices would not snap back to normal. Damaged infrastructure takes months, sometimes years, to repair. And energy markets now have to price in the possibility that this could happen again at any time. Now here is where the money trap kicks in. You might think, okay, gas is expensive, I will just drive less. But this is not just about your car. About half of global urea and sulfur exports pass through that strait. Those are key ingredients in fertilizer. Fertilizer prices go up, corn prices go up, beef prices go up, your grocery bill goes up. Shipping costs spike because container ships burn diesel. So now everything at Walmart, Target, and Amazon costs more to deliver. It is an invisible tax on literally everything you buy. And it hits hardest at the bottom. The lowest earning 10% of Americans spend nearly 4% of their income on gasoline alone. The top 10%? 1.5%. So when gas jumps $1, rich people barely notice. Everyone else has to choose between filling the tank and filling the fridge. Economists at Oxford estimate the US economy will only grow 1.9% this year, down from 2.5%. That is not a recession, but it is your raise disappearing. There is a concept in economics called rockets and feathers. When oil prices rise, gas prices shoot up like a rocket. When oil prices fall, gas prices float down like a feather. This is not a conspiracy theory. It is a documented, studied phenomenon that economists have tracked for decades. Gas stations raise prices the same day crude spikes. But when crude drops, they take their sweet time passing the savings along. Every extra day they hold that higher price is pure profit margin. And right now, the war has given them the perfect cover story. One analyst projected that even if the strait reopened today, gas prices could peak as high as $4.36 by May, and then take the rest of the year to slowly drift back down. The average household is on track to pay about $740 more for gas this year. That is almost exactly the amount the average family was supposed to get back from tax refund increases. So that tax break the government promised you? It went straight to the gas pump. You never even got to spend it. Step back and look at the bigger picture for a second. This is not the first time a 21-mile stretch of water has wrecked global economics. The 1973 oil crisis. The 1979 Iranian Revolution. Russia invading Ukraine in 2022. Every single time, the same pattern plays out. A geopolitical event disrupts oil supply. Prices spike. Consumers get crushed. Politicians say it is temporary. Companies quietly rake in record profits. And the world promises to invest in alternatives, then forgets about it as soon as prices dip. Right now, electric vehicle dealership visits are surging across Asia. Renewable energy investments are spiking. Because nothing makes solar panels look attractive like paying $5 for a gallon of gas. But here is the uncomfortable truth. We have known about this Chokepoint vulnerability for over 50 years. And instead of building a system that does not depend on one narrow strait controlled by an unstable region, we just kept pumping and praying. So what can you actually do about this? Because telling you to just stop buying gas is not helpful. First, understand the rockets and feathers effect. When you see gas prices dropping, do not rush to fill up on the first dip. Wait. The price has further to fall, and stations are slow walking it. Second, if this is the year you were thinking about an electric or hybrid vehicle, the math just changed dramatically. At $4 a gallon, the average American driving 15,000 miles a year is spending about $2,400 on gas. An EV costs roughly $500 to $700 in electricity for the same distance. That is $1,700 a year back in your pocket. Third, look at your grocery spending. Food prices are about to creep up because of fertilizer and shipping costs. Now is the time to lock in bulk purchases on shelf-stable items before the second wave of price increases hits. And finally, check your budget for the hidden gas tax. Delivery fees, shipping surcharges, fuel adjustments. Companies are going to pass every penny of this along to you, buried in fine print. Read the fine print. 21 miles of ocean. That is all it takes to add 80 cents to your gas, spike your groceries, and erase your tax refund before you even cash it. The money trap is not always a company or a subscription. Sometimes it is baked into the geography of the global economy, and nobody ever asked your permission. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe. We break down the systems that quietly drain your money every single week. This is the money trap. Thanks for watching.